What you're seeing right now on your screen is a game that I created in less than 24 hours with ChatGPT, and at the end of this video, I sold this game to someone. But how did we get here? It all goes back to last week, when I was looking for a new idea to make a video on, and I came across a comment where someone suggested to make Super Smash Bros. In Roblox. And not only was it an amazing video idea, but it was also a crazy good game to make because I've never seen something like that on Roblox. I knew I could do this with AI, so I didn't waste any time and gave myself 24 hours to do this. Dude, there's no better feeling than a fresh, empty baseplate on Roblox. Anyways, I think we should get started on the movement system. First, I told the AI to build a real 2D movement system. A for left, D for right, and spacebar to jump. That was super quick and it came out really nice. I also added a basic shield. If you press F on your keyboard, a force field will activate around you for protection. I ran into a problem with this in the future, but we ended up fixing this later in the video. And I also made it so that you can only use your force field for 5 seconds at a time. Now that we've got the 2D movement and the force field keybind down, it's time to make things feel faster and smoother. I added a dash keybind. If you hit shift while you're in air or on the ground, your character bursts forward for a quick speed boost. And it's really good for the fast, intense fights that happen in this game. I then found an animation pack in the toolbox that had some really clean fighting moves, and that's what we're going to use for the attack system. I then went into ChatGPT and prompted it to make me an attack system. I wasn't specific, I just let it do its thing. And it came out way better than I thought it would. The animation synced perfectly and every hit actually had some feel to it. I was really happy how this was coming along. I then added a little trail effect when you dash and it just made things look a lot cleaner. And then back in the toolbox, I found this little roll animation that we're going to apply to the dash as well. And yeah, right now you can just spam dash, but we end up fixing that in the future. I then asked AI to make that little damage display that Super Smash Bros. Has in the bottom of the screen. And basically all it does is just show you how much damage you've taken and how much damage you've dealt to other people. AI was able to make this really easily, but there was a little bug in the bottom that duplicated the player 1's card, so we ended up fixing that in the future as well. And then I smushed the base plate to make a little map for the players to fight on, and then I applied the texture on the top to the side as well. Then I added a cartoony skybox to the map. Oh, and I found some crates from the toolbox as well, and these guys will just sit in the background for some decoration. At this point, the gameplay was starting to become really crisp, and I was getting addicted to just playing the game by myself. Literally by myself. I was playing this with 2 clients open and 1v1ing myself. Next, I wanted to add some platforms to give the stage some actual depth. I wanted players to have the ability to jump between layers, like in Smash, so I set up some floating platforms you can land on and drop through by pressing A on your keyboard. And overall, it just makes everything look so much more dynamic when playing. And then I added a sound effect system that manages all sound effects when you walk around, jump, dash, and attack. And this is what it looks like. And just to recap everything, so far we've got the map set up, smooth 2D movement, quick dashes, light and heavy attacks, double jumps, some solid sound effects, and even damaged GUI showing the percent just like how it does in Smash. It's all starting to come together, and it's crazy how much progress we've made only using AI. And obviously our game is going to need music, because without music it'll just feel really empty. I have a really old beat that I made a long time ago, and I'm going to turn this into an actual game track. So this is what it sounds like now. And I think that's really fitting, so I'm gonna see if I can turn that into more of like a, I don't know, we'll see what I can do. And here's the finished result. You probably thought that was the end of the video, but it's not. We still have more stuff to add. I wanted to give players something to grind for, so I built a cosmetic force field shop. If you get kills, you can use those to unlock new cosmetics, and I think it just gives players more of a reason to grind. I used a free VFX pack to make some force fields, but this one's my favorite. And then I had AI make me an aura shop and a trail shop as well. I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing for you, but I added a flame aura and a void aura to the shop. And then I just polished ChatGPT's shop GUI. The next day, I went live on YouTube showcasing the game to some of my subscribers, and in the chat, one of my subscribers named Zest wanted to buy this game for 10,000 Robux. Somebody else messaged me asking to buy the game for 50,000 Robux, but you know, he wanted to make it brain rot, so I stuck with Zest. The ultimate takeaway here is that sometimes you gotta take the smarter route, not just the richer one. Zest wanted to make the game feel real, not another brainrot clone, and that's exactly why I chose him. Sure, I could have sold it to the other guy for 50,000, but it would have ruined everything this project stands for. And with that, I feel a lot better because I know that the game is in safe hands. And he just said he bought it. I'm gonna refresh. 7,000 Robux. Let's go. Easy profit off of such a short amount of time, which isn't, 10K isn't that much, but with the amount of time I put into this game, like, I can't even complain. Like, literally less than 24 hours I made this game. So. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.